Omololu Ogumade is a Nigerian entrepreneur who is keen on getting people to engage new thinking. That is what led him to writing and publishing this book titled MindShift: Unleashing Your Creative Essence. The book proposes a revolutionary new perspective about the mind. It draws the attention of readers to the importance and relevance of the mind in determining life outcomes. It bears a message both for individuals and societies. Omololu joined us to explore his book and its important subject. Enjoy this. Lulu, nice to have you on Channels Book Club.
Nice to be here, Kunle.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you too. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Nice to have you here. MindShift: Unleashing Your Creative Essence. What you are saying in this book, essentially, is that the way we think dictates our lives and our environments. Our lives and our environments are products of our thinking. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Did I sum it up very well?
Yes, you did, because that's really the basis of everything. There's a scripture that says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So if you were to extend that into, a continuum, then as a man is thinking, so he is becoming. And then thinking itself is based on information that is available. So what we perceive from the environment we're exposed to get into our thinking. And the way we think, the way we perceive things, the way we interpret things determines the kind of actions we would, of course, exercise, which determines the result of our lives.
This thing hit home when I was reading that my environment, my whole life is a product of the way I've been thinking for many years, right from when I was young.
Yeah, true.
That's a bit scary when I look at those parts of my life that are not very nice.
But it's true. But it's true. I have a mentor that says that, part of his pitch when he's doing a business meeting, it tells you you were born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your decisions. So you start life receiving inputs from the society around you, but you get to a certain point where your cognitive essence kicks up. So you start making decisions, presumably informed decisions. But if the information that is the bedrock of the decisions is the wrong information, putting it into context, we live in a world now where we're talking about disruption in practically every aspect of life.
Yeah.
So the information that is out there right now, it's at cross purposes with what we're used to traditionally. So those same traditional thinking patterns cannot deliver results in the contemporary world we find ourselves.
And you are saying here too that the most powerful, the most impactful, the most influential organizations and businesses we've seen all over the world came as a result of not just thinking, but creative thinking.
Yeah. Creative thinking that a lot of times seemed stupid.
Stupid initially.
Yes. You can imagine when President Kennedy told the Americans to go to the moon in 10 years. Everybody would have felt this man is just looking for trouble.
Yeah.
But they engaged that thought, which was projected by that man. And in 10 years, they landed on the moon. So you will find out that what is going on now is that people are removing themselves from traditional concepts and trying to redesign life and living. And it's a deliberate thing.
At some point in time, reading this, at some point in time, before you then explained further down the line, at some point in time, I actually thought you were bashing school system, traditional school system. That the school system, as good as it is, boxes people in the way they think, and mostly it is about going to school, getting a certificate, and then going out there and getting a nice job.
Yeah.
And that's not good enough, basically.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you now put in a caveat there that, look, I'm not saying traditional school systems are bad, but however...
Yes, exactly, because the truth is, you and I are here today as products of that same school system. But the issue is, looking at it historically, you would find out, if you investigate it, because I did, you will find out that things were done differently in history up until a point.
In the traditional schools or,
Yes.
or generally?
Traditional schools.
Okay.
Up until a point where the businesses got involved with schooling. And the businesses need people to work for them. So what started as a pure system of imparting knowledge became doctored into a system
It's
that
like
produced...
a factory for producing,
Exactly.
a factory for producing workers.
Employees.
For businesses and
Exactly.
organizations
So,
out there.
in as much as there is nothing wrong with going to school, what the present school system has done is to create a sign, there's like a veil that you can't see beyond what they present to you to get you to do what you as an individual who has a creative essence in you are supposed to do. So you find out that in the world of today, those who are making the major impact are mostly dropouts. I have a friend who is a billionaire today, and I'm not exaggerating, who, a Nigerian who grew up in America, did a year of college, came home one day from school, and he told his father, I don't want to go to school again. I found something else I want to do. And his father said, are you sure? He said, yes. Today, the guy is...
Now, people are going to argue, and perhaps rightly so, that even amongst the world's wealthiest men today, most of them have traditional system of education.
Yeah, but what I explained it there. What you need to do for yourself as an individual is to take from that system.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yes,
take what is best within the system. Yeah,
and then use.
But don't be pigeonholed.
Exactly, because you leave that place thinking, I'm going to get a job. Today, the world is sacking. The global employment space. I saw it this morning on the news.
It's massive.
Deutsche Bank is going to sack 9,800 people in the next 2 years. Now, if those people only think of employment as a way to actualize their dreams, then they're in trouble already. So if you don't go back to find that thing within you as an individual that you can bring to the world as value, because what attracts wealth these days is not education, it is value. So what value can I, as an individual, create and bring into society that I can exchange for the commensurate value in terms of wealth or money?
You also applied it in some ways you took it to a societal level.
Yes, I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, you took it to a societal level.
I am somebody who's passionate about Nigeria. And right now, Nigeria is in a quandary in terms of politics and governance. And we have tried and tried and tried and tried. But the answer is simple. You don't put new wine in old wineskins. And you don't put old wine in new wineskins. You put new wine in new wineskins. So what we have, if you look at the two major parties, the two of them, one is old wine in new wineskins. The other one is new wine in old wineskins. It's not going to work. So we need a system of governance that gives us new wine in new wineskins.
And we need a mind shift to get that system.
We need to think differently, new thinking, to give us new directions, both in terms of the system of governance and in terms of the people running that system.
And this is with all due respect to my countrymen and myself included. You cannot think in a certain way if you don't have the
requisite information,
capacity to think in a certain way.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, in terms of
yes,
yeah, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
Right? Is that correct?
The capacity to think in a different way is dependent on getting new information.
The capacity
to think differently is tied directly to new information. That is the point of MindShift. Because what I did was I noticed that I was just seemingly different, both at home and within, my societal brackets. I always wanted to do things differently. I didn't quite understand it because I was a young boy growing up, until a realization dawned on me that, have you noticed that you think differently from most people around you? So when you tell me this is the way they've always done it, I feel offended. Why must they always do it that way? Can't we do it different? And then something again happened to me when I got to university. I'm a graduate from now Labisi Onabanjo University, Agowe. In my first year, we had the General Nigerian Studies, GNS class. And one of our lecturers was a young, I think he's a philosopher, who took one of the classes on culture. And then he made a statement one day. We all laughed when he said it. But that thing has stuck with me since then. This was like 1989. or early 1990. He said, they told us, I'm quoting him now, they told us that the words of our elders are words of wisdom. He now put a caveat. He said, what if the elder was a foolish man? We all laughed in class.
Yeah, it's true.
But that thing has stuck with me since then. We're listening to people we ought not to listen to give us direction. We're not going to get anywhere.
Lolo, we've got to stop here. Time is up. Thank you for joining us on
Thank
Channels
you.
Book
Thank you,
Club.
Kunle.
And well
Thank
done
you, Kunle.
on your book.
Thank you.
I hope everybody gets to read it.
I hope so too.
MindShift.
I hope so too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, I hope you have had a good time with us today. As always, we'll be delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I am Kunle Kasunmu. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.